beautiful people, lovers of African football and lovers of football in general. Welcome to the channel once again, African Football Fan TV. You know the culture already on African Football Fan TV. We talk all things African football, from the national team side to club side, players playing abroad and even the ones playing locally. And on today's show, the African CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup resumed this week with another round of qualification matches was played across the continent of Africa. African players are doing well in the various clubs abroad. We're going to take a look at that also. But before I go into today's show, I really want to thank those of you who are subscribing to this channel, the ones that are liking our videos, and the ones who are sending their comments and suggestions on this channel. We really can take that for granted. So very big thank you. And for those who haven't subscribed to the channel, please do and support the channel. And we move on to today's show proper, where the news broke over the weekend. Zambian international player Enoch Nwepu decided to retire from a playing career. It's a sad news for all of us here in Africa and even worldwide. But the good news is that the heart condition was recognized this week didn't happen on the field of play, and he has to take precaution. And Enoch Nwepu went on to say in a statement that a boy from a small Zambia township called Sambisi has some news to share. He stood strong to follow his dream of playing football at the highest level, and by the grace of God, live his dream by reaching the Premier League. Some dreams, however, come to an end. So it was sadness that I announced the need to hang my boot because of a medical advice I received. He went on to say, this is, however, not the end of my involvement with football. I plan to stay in some capacity, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone that have supported me in my football journey, including my wife, my family, my agent, which is the 12th man, the Zambian FA, all my previous club teammates, coaches, and especially everyone at Brighton and Hove Albion. From all of us here at African Football Fan TV, we're wishing you, Enoch Nwepu, all the best. And we can't forget your goal you scored against Arsenal last season. And we'll say kudos and all the best in whatever you lay your hands to in the course of your life. And we move on to the CAF Champions League qualification match, which was played over the weekend, where we saw La Paz, the Socialist club, be humbled. They were humbled, humiliated, trashed. Any adjective you can use, they were that this week, as Mamelodi Sundowns trashed them by 7 goals to nothing. This was actually the highest scoring match, highest scoring result in this week CAF Champions League match. Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa are really doing well in this year's CAF Champions League as they defeated La Paz by 7 goals to nothing. Rivers United versus Wydad Casablanca ending in a 2-1 win for Rivers United. Wydad, who are the champions of the CAF Champions League, were humbled at the Port Harcourt Stadium by 2 goals to 1. But Rivers United, the champions of the Nigeria Premier League, came from behind to win this match by 2 goals to 1. And you never can write Wydad off when it comes to the Champions League. Remember, they are the champions and they have a very good home record. When it comes to their home in Morocco, you never can write them off. And we'll keep the fingers crossed on this match. We're going to give you a report as it goes over the course of the second leg. And Steve, from the CAF Champions League, the match between Flambeau de Central of Burundi versus Zamalek ended in a 1-0 win for Zamalek. The narrow win for Zamalek. Zamalek, who had one of the old name when it comes to African football, defeated Flambeau de Central. Flambeau de Central, the champions of the Copa do Presidente in Burundi, were defeated at home by Zamalek by 1 goal to nothing. And I still can write Flambeau de Central off, because if I remember how they did in the Copa do Presidente, nobody gave them the chance to win that tournament, but they came all the way and won it. So I'm still keeping my fingers crossed, and hopefully they're going to do well in the second leg and maybe qualify for the next round. Who knows? The other results from the CAF Champions League, I'll screen down on your screen as you can see them. So we'll move on to the CAF Confederation Cup, where Real Bamako of Mali trashed Accra Hearts of Oak by 3 goals to nothing. This is a very shocking result and painful one for me, especially after I had more hopes. I had a high expectation for Accra House of Oaks in this game, but thinking they were going to at least get a draw from the first leg to take to Accra Sports Stadium. But Real Bamako defeated Accra House of Oak by 3 goals to nothing. And I don't know what they have to do, what Accra House have to do in the second leg to overturn this result, because 3-0 when it comes to African football, I can't see any way Accra as a folk are going to overturn this result. But football, you never can tell. Nothing is impossible. Anything can happen. So keeping our fingers crossed, we're going to give you reports from this match from the second leg in Accra Sports Stadium. And Kwara United versus the defending champion of the Confederation Cup, Bakini of Morocco, ended in a 3-1 win for Kwara United. Kwara United, who failed to go down, they came from behind to win that match by 3-1. I wasn't expecting this match to go in this direction, seeing that Bakini, who are the defending champions, were very, very good away from home last season in the CAF Confederation Cup. But Kwara United really stunned them by defeating them by 3-1. Everybody thought Bakini was going to win this match. Even after they went ahead by 1-0. So it was just like, oh, same story for Kwara United. But Kwara United came from behind to win that match impressively by 3-1. And Bakini are going to do everything possible to see if they can overturn this result in the next match, which will be played over the course of this weekend. And still from the CAF Confederation Cup, the match between Cologne of Sierra Leone versus Future of Egypt ended in a 2-0 win for Future of Egypt. Future, who are one of the household names when it comes to Egyptian football, defeated Cologne of Sierra Leone by 2-0. The result wasn't really that surprising to a lot of us because we expected Future to even win by a greater margin in that game, but still they won by 2-0 and taking a 2-0 lead back to Egypt. And you can say for a fact, in my opinion, they've qualified for the next round because I don't see Cologne winning the second leg by 3 goals in Egypt. So, and that's all from the CAF Confederation Cup and other matches that was played. As you can see rolling down on your screen, the results are there. And we move on to the big one where the African players did perform brightly in their matches and on the club side all over the continent of Europe. First, we're going to take a look at the German Bundesliga, where our own Daniel Kofi, the Ghanaian midfielder, was in a great form this week as they played a 2-2 draw between Hertha Berlin and Freiburg. Kofi opened the scoring for Freiburg in that game, but the match ended in a 2-2 draw. Kofi, who has been in a great form, scoring a back-to-back goal, has been one of the standard players for Freiburg this season, and we are hoping you're going to continue this form going into the Qatar 2022 World Cup, which will commence in November. Kudos to Kofi, Daniel. And still from the German Bundesliga, the match between Borussia Mönchengladbach versus FC Cologne ended in a 5-2 win for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Rami Bessignan, the Nigerian international, was instrumental in this match as he scored 2 goals in this game. They defeated FC Cologne by 5-2. And that's all from the German Bundesliga. We move on to the Spanish La Liga, where Osasuna and Valencia ended in a 2-1 win for Valencia. Mutaka Diaby, the Guinean international, scored a second half goal in that game, which proved to be the winner because Osasuna scored 1 goal in the 93rd minute. But Valencia had on to win that match by 2-1. Mutaka Diaby, congratulations to your club, and you're doing very well this season. I think that this is a 3rd goal of the season for Diaby. Still from the Spanish La Liga, Almeria versus Real Vallecano ended in a 3-1 win for Almeria. Almeria, who has found themselves in a relegation fight over the course of the season, finally getting a very impressive win to cut off their losing streak as we saw El Bilal Traoré, the Malian international, scoring one of those goals as they defeated Real Vallecano by 3-1. They now move on to 15th in the league table with just 7 points. You can see how important that win is for them. They are now sitting in the 15th place in the league table. And that's all from the Spanish La Liga. Now we move on to the Italian Serie A. We are Cremonese, we are humbled, we are trashed, we are humiliated by Napoli by 4-1. Sergio Diesel, the Nigerian international, scored a consolation goal for Cremonese as they were defeated and put to the sword by Napoli. Napoli, who has an African player in the squad, Victor Simi and Guisi, they're all in the Napoli team that defeated Cremonese by 4-1. That's it from the Italian Serie A. Udinese and Atalanta ended in a 2-2 draw for both clubs. Atalanta, who ran to a 2-0 lead, saw Ademola Lookman, the Nigerian international, scoring one of the goals, actually opened the scoring in that game. And they all thought that match was going to be like a walkover for them, leading 2-0 going into the second half. but Udinese had other things in mind as they came from behind to score 2 goals within 10 minutes. Finally, they shared a point in that match. They took 1 point each from that game. But kudos to Ademola Lookman, who has been in great form this season, I can tell you for a fact. And stay from the Italian Serie A, the match between Salernitana versus Verona ended in a 2-1 win, where we saw our own Boulaye Diaw, the Senegalese international, scoring the all-important winning goal in the 94th minute of that match to give them the very impressive and important win. Salernitana had a player sent off in that game, but they still went on to hold on to that win, and they move up to 11th in the league table. Salernitana they're having the deep and up and down form this season, but kudos to them. They're trying their best to see if they can avoid that relegation fight. And that's all we have from you from the Italian Serie A, how the African players did. And we move on to the French League One, where we have the shock of the week in the match between Marseille and AC Ajaccio. Marseille were stunned because everybody was thinking Marseille is going to run over Ajaccio, because Ajaccio are sitting in the relegation zone, thinking, oh, it's going to be like a 4-0, 3-0, 2-0. A lot of scores were popping up left, right, and center, but Ajaccio stunned Marseille by 2-1 at the Stadio Velodrome. Nobody was expecting this result, thinking the fact that if Marseille even went on to score first in this game, but Ajaccio came from behind to win that match by 2-1. We saw Bevik Musita Oko, the Republic of Congo international player, scoring in that game as they won that match by 2-1. Just recently, Ajaccio was sitting 28th in the league table, but they now find themselves where 18th in the league table with 7 points. And football can be very, very funny at times. And still from the French League One, the match between Clermont versus Ozel ended in a 2-1 win for Clermont, as we saw Satif Eddine Kahiou, the Tunisian international, scoring one of these goals and helped his team Clermont to edge past Ozel in the smash. Brest versus Lorient ended in a 2-1 win, where we saw Nigerian international striker Tarif Mofer scoring the 2 goals for Lorient to give them a very, very important and impressive winning over Brest. Brest now still sitting in the relegation fight, while Lorient are doing everything possible to qualify for either the Champions League, the Europa League, or the Europa Conference League. And Thierry Mofer, I can tell you, has been brilliant this season with 8 goals already. Very impressive result, very impressive form from him also. And who knows, maybe he can win this season a golden boot in the French League One. So congratulations, Thierry Mofer. And from the French League One, the match between Angers and Strasbourg ended in a 3-2 win, and my man Abid Diallo still in a goal scoring form, scoring again as his team won that match by 3-2 in a very, very heavily contested game, and they now sit 14th in the league table for Strasbourg. Nice versus Troyes ended in a 3-2 win for Nice. This match felt like a very comfortable match for Nice as they ran to a 3-goal leader, and the Delort, the Algerian international, and Nicolas Pepe, who plays for Ivory Coast, actually gave them the 3-0 lead going into this match, but they were put to a shock towards the end of the match as Troyes scored 2 late goals, but there was not enough time for them to get another. But Nice head on to hold that match to 3-2 win in that game. And also we have from the French League One, as we move on to the English Premier League. The English Premier League saw the match between Bournemouth versus Leicester City ended in a 2-1 for Bournemouth City. Bournemouth City coming from behind to win that match against Leicester City. Paston Daka, the Zambian international, scored in the 5th minute of that game to give them a 1-0 lead going into the match, but they lost that match as Bournemouth came from behind to win that game by 2-1. Leicester has been a very poor form this season, but Paston Daka, scoring last week and scoring again this week, is gathering his space and his form this season to see if they can help his team avoid relegation, because I can tell you they are in a relegation fight as things stand. Manchester City versus Southampton. what do I have to say about Manchester City? Every day they keep winning with the robot of a striker which they have in their team, and I can tell you for a fact it seems like they are going to win the English Premier League all over again this season. But my man Mahrez stepped on this week to be found among the scorers this week. You know, he has been on the bench during the course of this season, but this week he started for Manchester City as they defeated Southampton by 4-0. He was part of the goal scoring chat this week. And say congratulations to Mahrez. Everton versus Manchester United ended in a 2-1 win for Manchester United. Alex Iwobi, who plays for Everton, opened the score in that game in the 5th minute of the game. Alex Iwobi has been in a very top form this season for Everton, but Everton having a poor run of game, poor run of form collectively has seen them not really doing well in this season games. And for Alex Iwobi personally, I can say he has been one of the bright lights for Everton this season. But they lost that match to Cristiano Ronaldo goal. Cristiano Ronaldo now scoring 700 career goal. Wow, what a player, what a man. We say congratulations to Cristiano Ronaldo and also to our player Alex Iwobi, who has been in a great form this season. And still from the English Premier League, the match between Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa, which is the Monday night kickoff, ended in a 1-1 draw. Emmanuel Dennis, the Nigerian international striker, opened the scoring for Nottingham Forest, but Aston Villa came from behind to draw that match 1-1. Nottingham Forest, who signed up to 23 players this season, still find themselves in the relegation. I just imagine how a club can gain a promotion from the Champions League and sign 23 players after gaining promotion from the Champions League. How do you expect these players to blend? How do you expect these players to have cohesion between them? But the coach has been awarded a new contract and nobody can fault his effort in the Championship, but in the Premier League, his effort and his coaching skills are being put to test, and hopefully, let's see what he can do. But congratulations to Emmanuel Dennis, who was part of, who scored their only goal in that game. And still from the English Premier League, we're going to take a look at the big match over the weekend between Arsenal of England versus Liverpool. Liverpool, yeah, tragedy. I won't say they were trash because the results, the result of the game really didn't reflect the game, because Liverpool were really peppered from left, right, and center. And our own Thomas Partey was really in a very impressive form in this game. As he held the midfield, everybody was thinking, oh, Thiago, Fabinho, they're going to overrun the midfield and Partey's going to crumble, Partey's going to do this, but my boy, Thomas Partey, like I keep saying, there's no Thomas, no Partey. So Arsenal won that game as a battered Liverpool in that game by 3-2. Bukayo Saka scoring 2 goals. Just imagine what it would have been for the Nigerian football to have players like Bukayo Saka in the national team. But Amaju Pinnick didn't do his job very well. That's why we have players like Bukayo Saka playing for England. Not just even only Saka, because even from the Italian Serie A this week, we saw the match between AC Milan versus Juventus, where Fikayo Tomori, Nigerian boy, who plays for England, should be playing in the Nigerian national team. Imagine we having Tomori at our defense in the national team, or having Saka up front with the national team. Imagine what it would have been for the Nigeria Football Federation to have these guys playing for us. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully the new president is going to do well for the Nigeria Football Federation. And also we have, guys, on this week African review from the players how they did in the top 5 league. And so we're going to take a look on the next segment, which is Do You Know? And on this week, Do you know at age 22, Nigerian prospect Folarin Balogun become the first player born in the 21st century to score 6 league goals in European top 5 league? Now you know. And we say kudos to Folarin Balogun, who's on loan from Arsenal, playing for his club in French Ligue 1 Reims. And lastly, from this week African Football Review, is we will crown African Player of the Week. And African Player of the Week goes to no other person than Enoch Nwepu, Zambian international, who retired this week because of a heart problem. We say we're wishing you all the best of luck, and everyone from African Football Fan TV, wishing you all the best in Okunwepo, and hopefully you're going to do great things with your life after football. And that's all we have for you guys on this week African Football Review Show. If today's show has been entertaining to you, please click on the like button, put your comments there. I want to see what you guys think of this channel, what you think we should do, and what you think we should improve on. I want to see your comments. Until I meet you again, for those who have not subscribed, please subscribe, and God bless you.